Alright, hey folks, welcome. welcome right on back to Open Pagan Church. Hope everyone had a good holiday season. Hang in there, let me get Discord pulled up. And of course, we want to make sure that our system is working right. Where the hell did Discord go? Alright, Discord is unmuted. I think there may be... Alright, let's see. Oh well, there it is. Hail. Alright, leave it to the old guy to have the wrong button clicked. Hell. Alright, somebody say something over in Discord. Let's see if anybody else can hear you. Looks like we got Clint.
Yep, just me, looks like.
Alright, you guys watching in the live stream, were y'all able to hear Clint speak? Alright, so like I say, hope everyone had a good holiday season. Here we are in 2020. Let's hope our vision and technological aspects for 2020 are 2020. Less blinders and more open-mindedness. Good afternoon, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where the hell you're watching our broadcast, either live or pre-recorded. Alright, so let's start it out with a bang, shall we? Cindy came up with this topic for us, and here's a grammar, a bit of a grammar tug for you. When I did the topic, I was going to put in there, are all religions mythology? Well, all of my spell check and grammar stuff said it should be, is all religions mythology. Is all religions mythology just doesn't sound right. Or, well, it doesn't to me anyway. So what do you think? Should it be is or should it be are? Are.
Well, if you go grammatically, it is all religions mythology.
Alright. Well, grammatically speaking, it just doesn't look right. Good morning, Lee. So, let's stir the pot a little bit here. And I do want to let you guys know we've been getting a little bit of feedback on YouTube from a book thumper. One of my videos on YouTube that I uploaded, he decided he wanted to borderline attack one of my topics. I do not care. Nope. Singer. What? Morning, Dave. Has anybody ever noticed I suck in grammar? So anyway, yeah. If anybody wants the link to the video so they can have a little fun with this dude on YouTube, I had a little bit of fun with him, and um, of course he hasn't replied. But then again, I didn't figure he would. So this actually does kind of flow right on off into our topic for today, and that is, okay, I'll say it the way it's supposed to be, is all religions mythology? I think they are. I think every religion on the planet that human being follows come from, based around, and built upon mythology. Now, of course, we all know that mythology typically has some form of realism that it's built upon. Myths and mythology of the ancients and the ancient ancestors, they have some form of truth around them. And we also, we are on Discord, Dave. Yep, we are definitely on Discord. And there are most of your staunch religious philosophers want to feel like their religion is the one and only religion. It's not, I assure you. Take a look at Scientology. Scientology was first started as a joke, as a bet, as a wager that has now morphed into something rather interesting. Yeah, we won't go there. Take a look at some of the other newer religions. I had somebody ask me one day, or well, several times actually. Well, I heard a little bit of a peep out of Cindy, I think. I've had people ask me why paganism is called the New Age religion.
Can you hear me better?
A little bit. You've got a little bit of a beep when you key up, but it's come and go. But it's always fascinated me why people ask me, why do we follow paganism? Because it's New Age, it's brand new. No, paganism is not new. Paganism, by the bare definition of polytheistic, is the oldest based religion on the planet. All religions used to be based around polytheism. Dave says he can't find the channel. We're there. I see it. Dave, in the description area on Facebook, where it says join us, discordapps.com, there is a non-expiring invite there. Click it and see if that helps. Lee says, yep, mythology, something based in fact. He says he believes there are stories handed down that cannot be proven. Yes, absolutely. Well, that's what all religions are, up to and included our beloved paganism, and even the paths in which base pagans follow. Witchcraft, shaman, druid, fae, whatever. all of our philosophies and our theories and everything that goes with our different paths come from and are manifested by the myths of which govern our particular paths within our particular religions. Why is this important? I think it's very important that young people today and older people who are stuck in their ways, not that I would know anything about being stuck in my ways. Yeah. I think people should realize that a belief is just that. A belief in a deity structure is just that. It's my belief. Sometimes we interact with those of like mind that have kinda the same beliefs. And I've had people tell me, but you cannot change people's beliefs. I disagree. You can, well, I can't change anyone's beliefs. I can point out information that I've learned through the years. I can discuss, debate, hypothesize, and theorize where beliefs come from. But people can and do change their beliefs. They do it all the time. Not everybody. You're never going to get everybody to open their head enough to question their own belief philosophies. And I think, personally, that the opening up of one's ideas, the opening up of one's beliefs and thoughts is very important.
That's like when you did it with me when first begun. I started questioning my beliefs because I noticed you.
Well, yeah, and it looks like Dave has made it into channel, but he's muted on both sides there, both sound and mic. Yeah, I mean, we meet people all the time that either cause us to go, I wonder if what they're saying makes sense. And I'm the type of person that when I've been in a religious conversation or a religious debate, right, with someone, I like to hear their side because it might trigger something that makes me think. Dave says, why do Christians get pissed off when someone tells them that pagans don't believe in hell, and it gets them mad? Well, that's easy. It's not just Christians that do that. I've seen a boatload of pagans, and I've talked to several leaders of other religious faiths that when you tell them, I don't believe in your religion, I don't follow your religion, but because I don't believe in it doesn't mean the possibility of it being real. That doesn't mean I'm questioning your faith. I'm simply telling you I don't follow your religious philosophy. And some of the people that had brought it up in my job, I told them straight up, I was taking 2 days off for Yule. I took 2 days off for Samhain. And I make no bones about it. I'm taking a couple of days off for Yule, or I'm taking a couple of days off for Samhain. And sometimes there are those that go,
But Yule is Christmas time. It's supposed to be on the 25th.
well, some would say that. Some do say that, and they're quickly corrected.
Correct. Well, I gave you this subject because our religion isn't mythology, like you said. Is it there? How did it start?
Say what? Well, so Dave says right, but they get butt hurt, and I don't get it. Well, it's easy. They get butt hurt because you're questioning and you're making them, though you're not doing anything, but your words are causing them to think about their own religion.
Because they've been drilled in it by other people about their religion, that they're the one and only the one. But they have to think about it, so they get pissed off, like you said.
Right. Angela says, not any specific religious group, but many use parables of punishment to scare followers into not straying from the group, to keep them safe, because they require numbers to keep influence. Yes, absolutely. Encouraging free thinking might lead to examining one's controversial layers of their faith. I like that. But
Dave, that's what's called blind faith.
yes, and I mean, okay. One could say that I have blind faith in my deity. That I believe in the pagan core. I believe in my shaman path, my shaman philosophy. Do I question the core? No. The core is my core. I don't expect it to be anybody else's core. I absolutely don't expect anybody else to believe anything that I tell them. I hope that they will listen, that they will respect me in turn, and that they will voice their belief, their philosophies, and their ideas in a non-attack manner. Now, anybody that doesn't realize what a non-attack conversation is, maybe you need to reach out and get some anger management help. But here's the thing about all of us that I know are watching the live broadcast right now. We all have the understanding of where that comes from. We have the understanding of, like Angela said, these preachers and priests of other faiths are going to pound the gavel and beat their fist, putting down other ways of thought, because they need to keep their numbers up so that they can keep money coming in to whatever organization it is that they're running. And when you question, or you question, where does your religion come from? There are more people per capita that have absolutely no idea where their religion comes from than a man in the moon. So, all religion around the world are based on a mythological belief foundation, right? And they have taken, a lot of them, paganism being one of them, has spent thousands of years building up, branching off into what is known denominations, or paths of a core religion. Many of the Baptist organizations will tell you that all other Christian philosophies are wrong. I listened to more than one Baptist preacher say all other religions are wrong. Hi, Tiffany. Welcome. In case you didn't see, our topic for today is all religions mythology. And Tiffany, welcome. Like I say, you will find that there's no right or wrong in Open Pagan Church. And we are a discussion group, as you will find. Lee says, if a person actually watched how Lee says, if you actually watched how a herd of sheep, you'd feel embarrassed. Well, yeah, you're absolutely right. And this is one of the things behind the pagan philosophy that I've always loved and embraced. There are those pagan leaders in some groups, in some paths, who want that sheep and that cattle mentality, that herd mentality, so that it puts them at the top of the heap, if you will. But paganism at its core, now I'm not talking about witchcraft or shaman or druid, fae, any of that. I'm talking the pagan core of the polytheistic idealism does not follow the herd mentality. Most of us are non-conformant. Most of us are very anti-sheep or anti-herd mentality. And yeah. Dave hit it right on the head. So, I mean, there's always, my thought is, and I'm going to try to say this very carefully because I don't want to get smacked upside the head with somebody's verbal 2x4. But there's always a right and wrong way to do religious mythology. And morning, Tasha, good to see you. there's always a right way and wrong way to do religious mythology. Now, I'm going to preface this with, this is my opinion, okay? But the right way to do religious mythology is with an open mind, a freedom of thought, and when you're studying a religion, open your mind to be kind of moldable like clay, if you will. I'm not saying you have to change your core beliefs. What I'm saying is when you're reading up and you're studying on religious mythology, that you're learning, you're taking in the education. To me, that's the right way to do it. To me, the wrong way to do religious mythology is to read something and go, nope, that's wrong. Read something else, nope, that's wrong. Pull up a video on YouTube and attack the YouTube presenter because that's wrong. In fact, yes, open mind is the desire to educate yourself. Yes. Now, I'm not going to be looking at the screen for a minute because I want to pull something up in the background. So give me just a moment here. I'm going to have a little fun with something for a moment. Right?
Well, this week's better than last week. It's all in time, you know, when you get your stuff done.
Right.
Yeah.
Where did it go?
What?
I was looking for something I was going to show you guys. So, while I'm looking for this, I don't want you to think I'm ignoring you. We've got...
Ignore us? No.
Yeah. Cindy and Clint, y'all are in Discord. Throw out there your thoughts of all religions being mythology.
Clint, you want to go first?
Yeah. Well, everything's been handed down and handed down. That's why it's kind of like mythology, because there's no real definitive beginning of where it all started. It's all been stories just handed on down.
Yeah.
Clint's got a kind of good idea on it. I mean, our religions was passed down from story to story from the texts. Other stories, the Christian was done with Jesus Christ in that story. But that's all hearsay. Is there any proof on our side? I mean, we've seen the caves and the druids and circles and stuff, but that's why I say, are all religious mythological? Because the gods that are mythological were passed down by humans also. But what all religion and mythology to me, yes, but it's our faith that brings them to reality.
Well, yeah, it's that idea of where did it come from, and I love to come up with a thought and come up with an idea and then research that back where it come from. Where did this particular religion come from? or where did this particular thought come from? Okay, you guys will notice that I pasted a link in the chat, and if you want to follow me to that link, you can, because I'm going to read off exactly verbatim what this guy says. He posted it 6 days ago. The first line he posted when now this one just kind of actually surprised the hell out of me. I'm like, what? I'm like, what are you even talking about? But he says, respecting all people and things. Respect, man. Thanks for hacking my child to death. Absolutely nuts. That's exactly what he said. Thanks for hacking my child to death. What the hell are you talking about? And I did reply, by the way. Of course I would. And then his second post was, you have nowhere to point to an authority or morality without God. Nothing is right or wrong. All subjective BS. He's saying bullshit. And of course, I did reply to that as well. But, I mean, these are the types of things that I think these are the types of things that replies to people like this should be along the basis of, what are you talking about? And I went over, and this is not an attack or a rant on this guy at all. I could really care less. But case comes to the point, this actually proves the topic. Is all religions mythology? Yes, absolutely they are. Do they come from mythological philosophies? Yes, they do. And the next question is anybody's religion greater than anybody else's? No. Hell no. My religion is no more important than anyone else's. My thoughts, philosophies, beliefs, and ideas are no more important than anyone else's. It fascinates the hell out of me.
Got your mind working.
Well, yeah, as it should do. So anyway, simplistically put, I believe, yes, all religions are based on mythology. They come from a base idea of someone or a sect of a set of people that had a dream, a vision, a thought, a fear. They heard something from someone else and they built upon that. Some Islam do, yes. But here's the interesting thing, and I'm going to go ahead and voice this in an open channel. There are a number of people, in fact most people, group Muslims with Islamic radicals. No. They are oil and water. The Muslim core has nothing to do with the Islamic radicals. Tasha says, I think the sadist part of the saddest. Sorry, boy, I read that wrong. She says, I think the saddest part of religion as a whole is the ideology that their religion is the only religion, and they teach children this. Yes, you're right, absolutely. But like Lee said earlier, they have to keep their numbers up, don't they? I mean, come on. They have to support those billion-dollar churches that they don't have to pay taxes on. There are radicals in every religion, yes. And goddess knows paganism has her fair share of radicals.
Boy, do we.
Yeah.
I know a few of those too.
We've met a few of those over the last 20 years, yes.
Damn, 20 years.
Tasha says it's stopping the beauty of the history of religion, yes. And that is something else I wanted to tell everybody. Happy 20th anniversary to the House of Pagans. Our first ritual gathering was Yule of 1999. Hell, I can't even think. And we were inaugurated as a group, Samhain 2000. Anyway, happy anniversary to the HOP. Morning, Jimmy. So when you start thinking about studying the religious mythologies, we have to remember that, number one, religions come from mythological philosophies, mythological idealisms, and, like everybody has talked about, stories passed down from generation to generation. And everybody knows that those mythologies, those stories, well, they're going to be emphasized by the person or the people that's telling them. Josh says, well, thank you. Yay, happy anniversary. Yeah, it's been an interesting 20 years, I'll tell you.
What, I've been it since 2003, so yeah, I was there almost to the beginning.
Yeah, you came around in 2003. I think Clint come around in 05.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, 05.
05, yeah. Debbie has been around since before the inception, back when it was an idea. Bless her heart. So, and see, here's the funny thing. Earlier on, when House of Pagans was really young and really new, several of us looked into non-profit versus not-for-profit versus church status, right? And I found it an absolute pain in the butt to try to fill out, keep up with, and do the quarterly paperwork for non-profit or not-for-profit church. I'm like, I can't pay an accountant to sit here and juggle the numbers and file quarterly when we have nothing in the way of income anyway. I mean, the HOP and Open Pagan Church has always accepted donations here and there for, help keep the lights on. But I've never made any bones about it. If you send a couple of bucks to my PayPal, I'm going to put it in with the bills and help keep the lights on, keep the internet going, keep these computers going. Never make any bones about it. Didn't hear you, Cindy. So, anyway. What do we think? I've already got topics set for the rest of January. And looks like we're going to have an interesting year in Open Pagan Church and House of Pagans for 2020. Live with the Shaman will commence at 11 a.m. Central Time. We will be discussing topics for the Shaman group. So what do you think? Let's close with this. I mean, if anybody else has anything else to offer.
Nope, sounds good.
We could very easily turn this broadcast into a religious raping event where we just beat down other religions, and that wasn't what we wanted to do here at all. We need the younger people. We need the younger people, and morning Sean, we need the younger people and we need the older people that are looking into paganism to realize all religions come from mythology of one kind or another. They all come from philosophies that were handed down by storytellers, by bards. They came down from ideas of things that people have lived, and when you're thinking about where religions come from, how they come from, how they were started, and how they were built, we have to think about that here in 2020 and years to come, all religions are manifesting, growing, shaping, changing. The core may still always be there. Paganism will always be a polytheistic philosophy. But all of the different branches and the different denominations that come off of that paganism will be where your biggest changes are at. So one of the things I really do want to do is I want to thank everyone who stuck with us during 2019, and I look forward to those of you that are going to be here in 2020. Hopefully we'll have a few new watchers and a few more people join us in Discord. If you know anybody that wants to do a philosophical, spiritual topic discussion interview on Discord, let me know. Tell them to reach out. We'll set them up with Discord. We'll set up a Sunday with a topic, and we'll go for it. I would kind of like to eventually sometime in 2020, turn this into a form of what? Live broadcast show or interview program one kind or another. Well, we hope you enjoyed today's topic. I'm going to give you some of your Sunday back, and I'm going to bugger off and get ready for Live with the Shaman. I hope you enjoy your Sunday. I hope you have a really good, productive 2020. We'll see you next time right here on Open Pagan Church.